भद्रं शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नः तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्नेनय सुपथा राजे अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् योध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां तेन मुक्तिं विधेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ ब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायतामाराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषव्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दुग्ध्रीधेनुः ऊढानड्वानासुः सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषाः जिष्णुरथेष्ठाः सभेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां निकामे निकामेनः पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधयः पच्यन्ताम् योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु मम अङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनिरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ दुर्गाम्बिकायै नमः देवी प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातः जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरी पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः जयन्ती मङ्गलाकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोऽस्तु ते जयत्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतार्तिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी दुर्गा देवी नमोऽस्तु ते कालरात्रि नमोऽस्तु ते. So we are in the spree of witnessing the rigorous fight between Mahishasura and Durga Parameswari, who became armed warrior, who by the power, respective powers of various gods who got defeated in the war by Mahishasura, and the war was for a duration of 100 years, Shatavarshani, but they lost the entire thing. The gods have lost because this Mahishasura was Varanvita, Varagarvita, Madavishwalaha, and so on. So he won the. Now that all people have gone, all gods went to Shiva and Vishnu when they were at a meeting in a place. Then they told their horrors. ಅವರವರ ದುಃಖಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ದುಃಖವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ then both simultaneously Shiva and Vishnu became immensely angry. ಕೋಪ, ಇಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ ಇವನು, ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹಚ್ತಾನಲ್ವ ಇವನು, ಯಾರು ನಿನಗೆ ವರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ and ಹಿಂಸೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಲ್ವಾ. the devatas have only drunk the amrutam, but that does not prevent them from suffering the injuries, difficulties. Unfortunately or fortunately, the gods cannot die as humans die. So between God and man, who is luckier? Man is luckier, because he has chance to die when it becomes impossible to hold the body. But gods have to hold their body because of the amrutam, the effect upon them. No doubt, all humans are amrutasya putraha, but the effect is little different. Therefore, even the mrityu also should die. So, mrityu hanana also takes place. And nobody can remain permanently except Ishwaranam or Ishwarinam. So Amavaru, she has to respond to the kind of attack that was made by Mahisha, who ran with all security or sainyam to the spot wherefrom there was arising a terrible sound, a sound which has filled the entire Bhuvanantaralas. It has reached long, far and wide, and the entire earth and mountains and trees and samudras were simply reverberating. And such a sound was made this Mahishasura find out wherefrom is this sound, impossible sound is coming up, and so prepared to meet the sound and any source of that, to reduce it, he started with his large army and number of Senadhipatis. And each Senadhipati was the lord of Asvasainyam, Gajasainyam, Padati Sainyam, and so on. So, with all the Sainyam and the chieftains of all of them, the Mahishasura goes to the war, and that is the war has to begin. And before that, it is better to make a prayer to her, Devi, who is a Mahalakshmi Swarupam. See, the word Mahalakshmi or the concept Mahalakshmi involves any and everything in her. So, Mahalakshmi laga unnavamma annappudu ఏమేమి సౌభాగ్య సంపత్తులు ఉన్నాయో అన్నీ కూడా ఉంటుంది. పసుపు, కుంకుమ, మాంగళ్యము, గాజులు, బొట్టు ఎట్సెట్రా, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మాంగళ్య దేవాడు. సో మాంగళ్య దేవత ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸರ್ವಮಂಗಳ ಮಾಂಗಲ್ಯೇ ಶಿವೇ ಸರ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಸಾಧಕೆ ಶರಣ್ಯೇ ತ್ರ್ಯಂಬಕೆ ದೇವಿ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ. So the Mahalakshmi is being characterized in this sloka. So Sarvamangala Mangalya. So she is one who will fetch any and everything that would contribute to the Mangalatvam in people. And she is also giving peace of mind and wonderful. and she is helping you to accomplish any and every desire you have got. Therefore, if you want your desire fulfillment, Mahalakshmi has to be approached. Amavaru Padal Asrayiste, so we will be able to get that Mahalakshmi. So here, Durga Parameswari is Mahalakshmi. So she is holding number of weapons in her hand, and especially she is wielding also Surabhajanam, the wine cup. But she is not at all disturbed in her face. Prasannanam. She has got her face highly pleasant to look at. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಸರ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಸಹ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಬೆಳಗಾಯಿತು, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎ ಗೃಹಿಣಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಫೇಸ್ right in the morning. That's why one of the Pratar Darshana articles, to see a Muttaida is very important. If you have got the Suvasini Darshanam, Gaja Darshanam, Aswa Darshanam, etc., even the Barber's Darshanam, so Yalla Kuda, Mangalakara, there is a list of things that you can afford to see right in the morning when you open your eye from the bed. So, ಆ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ದುಃಖ, ಕಷ್ಟ, ಅಸಂತೋಷ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಾರದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ಮಿತಮದನೇ ವಿಕಸಿತ. ಸೊ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ಮಿತವದನೇ ವಿಕಸಿತ ಹೃದಯ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ದೇವಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಗ್ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆ ಫೇಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನ್ಚಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಲುಕ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಲ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಮುಖ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನಾನನಾಂ ಸೇವೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೈರಿಭಮರ್ದಿನೀಂ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಂ ಸರೋಜಸ್ಥಿತಾಂ. ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಸರೋಜ. That is, that's on the lotus seat. She is seated with all happy face, but with her you see a large number of weapons which are being presented to by her by all gods. And for example, in the 32 sloka, Anyairapi Surair Devi Bhushanayir Ayudhaisthatha Sammanitanadochaihi Sattahasam Murmuhu. Attahasa is the highest laughter, one of the highest laughters which will cross the normal laughters, probably. So Attahasa, Vigatattahasa, Mahattahasa, like that. Hasadalli in 12 varieties ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ನಾಟ್ಯ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಮಿತಂ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ 4 ತೋರಿಸೋದು ಈಸಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಒನ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ದ ವಿಗರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಕರೇಜ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ಆ ತಾಯಿ ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸ ಫಾರ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. But Ammavaru Uchchaihi Sattahasam, she made such a attahasa sound that it was simply unique, and also Nadam. Uchchanada also she has produced. So Uchchanada, repeated attahasa, caused Mahishasura to stir out with a large army to find out where from the sound is coming and how he has to quell down the sound, if at all, this origin of the sound and all that, because he is also Chakravarti. Now when he came out with such a large army and all that, then I'm just revising the 38th sloka you observe in 2nd chapter. If you have got a book, Sadadarsa tato devim vyapta lokatrayam tvisha పాదాక్రాంత్యా నతహువం కిరీట ఉల్లిఖిత అంబరాం. అమ్మవారి యొక్క విశ్వరూపము ఎంత మెజెస్టిక్గా ఉందంటే ఆమె యొక్క పాదముల చేత భూమి కూడా కొంచెం తొక్కబడింది డౌన్వర్డ్స్. ఈవెన్ ద earth became little lower, being trampled down by the weight of the Devi. On the other hand, she is such a height figure or high figure that she is grazing the akasha with the kirita that she is wearing. So that's what skyscraper antaralva. That is rising the building to the maximum top, 47, 68 floors, 100 floors, like that. So today, even today in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, there is a Petromax building, and both buildings are covered. Some Chinese architects also have built it. It is even today a majestic construction. And up to some level, you have got one lift, and beyond that level 40, you have got another lift, 2-3 lifts ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು now. So that you will reach the possible height. Supposing you get rain, you can see the clouds. Not a single drop will fall at that height to you, because the clouds are lying low up to the earth and so give water. But beyond the heights of the cloud, if you overgrow the clouds heights, you don't even see the water sprinkle. So that's how Natabhuvam Kirita Ullikhita Ambaram. అమ్మవారి యొక్క విశ్వరూపం ఎంతంటే ఆ మహిషాసుడికి అమ్మవారి యొక్క విశ్వరూపం కనిపించింది, కానీ వాడికి కోపము లోపల. సో లోపల ఉన్నటువంటి కోపము, ఆ శత్రు భావన, ఇవన్నీ నుంచి ఎంత మంచి చూపినా కూడా ఆ మంచి అంతా చెడుగా మారుతుంది షార్ట్ టెంపర్డ్ పీపుల్కి. సో సంథింగ్ లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ టాక్ అబౌట్ ది సుభాషితాస్ టు డెవిల్స్ or rakshasas, they will be very much angry. You cannot observe any kind of change in the short-tempered, already anger-ridden people. So మహిషాసురునికి అమ్మవారు యాజ్ ఎ ప్రియాంబుల్ తన యొక్క దివ్య దర్శనాన్ని, విశ్వరూపాన్ని, అంతంత పెద్ద హైటు, ఒక పక్క హైటు, ఇంకొక పక్క వెయిట్, ఇంకొక పక్క ట్రైన్ టు పుష్ డౌన్ the earth. So that a majestic universal personality she showed him, but Mahishasura was not budging. And not only that, she was having the her foot going down up the patala and sound reaching all the places, and she has got a large number of arms, Bhuja Sahasrena. So she has covered up the entire cosmos. So she is such a pervading personality. But the Mahishasura was only interested to put her out or kill her. So Amma Tayin Samhara Madabeku anta. So I am coming to 41 sloka, and where 41 to 45 also we have covered, where we have seen the Senadhipatis, because Mahishasura Sainyam is so large that he has got several leaders of the Sainyam, and even the Sainyam or the army got divided into, as you see, that Ayudha Sainyam and Ratha Sainyam, Gaja Sainyam, Ashwa Sainyam, and so on. And also Ratha Sainyam. And the number of the rathas, number of the elephants, number of the horses, and number of all that is immensely large. So you observe there is a difference between Saundarya Lahari, then Lalita Sahasranamam and Durga Saptasati. In Durga Saptasati only you have an opportunity to note down the kind of war, the mode of war the technology of the warfare that Durga and the Mahishasura Sainyam both employed, fighting each other or battling each other with a determination to kill the important persons each other, in both Sainyams. So, that is a very interesting point, because Yuddham, there is no love in war. There is no kindness, compassion in war. But Ammavaru is quite different. Chitte, Krupa, you are going to face down, meet out the sloka, talking about the skill in Thai. Chitte, Krupa, Samaranishthurata, Chadruštva, Devi, and ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So, Ammavaru యొక్క heart of hearts లోపల there is immense compassion over all the Rakshasas and Rakshasadhipatis, Rakshasa chieftains and everybody. But she has to put down because of their Rakshasa Krutya. Actually, Rakshasas are police people. In the creation, Brahma had the intention of creating the Rakshasa Jati, because Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimparusha, Manava, Sarpa, Swapada, iವೆಲ್ಲ create ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, even the Rakshasas are also created because they will be the best protective forces to the mankind or to the world. But unfortunately, because of the immense strength and all that endowed in the Rakshasas, and they misused and abused, and they become detrimental for the prosperity of the society. So, Rakshogana anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Even today, in Vedic texts, is Rakshogana ಅಂತಾರೆ. Rakshasa is different from Rakshogana. For example, even the police people are also called Rakshaka Bhatulu antar. Police station is Rakshaka station. That is, whatever powers, whatever strength, whatever training that has been given to them, that has to be positively employed for the security. But unfortunately, that definition purpose has been changed. So now you observe, I am just trying to summarize that we have got Vidala.
ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ನಾಟಕನ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಶೋ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಓರೆಗಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ಸತ್ಯ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲಿನ ದುಷ್ಟ ಗ್ರಹಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹೌದು ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾಲಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೆಳತ್ತೋಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ.
So, see that the Rakshasas, they all came with a large army. They went on fighting with the Shakti Devatas or Shakti army of Durga Parameswari. Then in the 45th stanza, Bidalakhyo Ayutanam cha Panchasatbhihi Athayutaihi Yudhe Sayuge Tatra Rathanam Parivaritaha. So, Rathanam Parivaritaha. So, Rathanam Parivaritaha means all these Rakshasas, they are all chieftains and highly experienced. They came to fight with large army with Durga Parameswari. You observe the kind of fight that is going to happen. And I have been telling, or not myself, but it is said Yuddham and Yagnam. These are the 2 points of entertainment to all people. So these are the 2 points of entertainment to all people. Therefore, many people will come and watch the war. Especially when Rama Ravana Yuddha was going on, there was the observers. And may be visible, may not be visible. They make arrangements. So like that, Luksha Yudhe Sayuge Devyaha Saha Tatra Mahasuraha. See, there are hundreds and thousands of Rakshasas who all fought with the Devi, and moreover, there are even among the asuras, there are ranks. So Mahasuras are highly powerful, skilled, and expert in warfare. ರಣಪಂಡಿತಾಹ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ರಣಪಂಡಿತರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಹಾಸುರರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸುರರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಡ್ ದ ಫೈಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ಎಂಥ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ನೌ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ 47th ಶ್ಲೋಕ. ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ಸಹಸ್ರೈಸ್ತು ರಥಾನಾಂ ದಂತಿನಾಂ ತಥಾ ಹಯಾನಾಂ ಚ ವೃತೋ ಯುದ್ಧೇ ತತ್ರಾಭೂನ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರಃ. So now you are getting a statistics of the Sainyam on the side of Mahishasura, who all came armed in order to fight with that Devi. Actually, Mahishasura is a Mahabhakta. Even today, you always remember Durgamma or look at Durgamma with Mahisha. So even today also, we all people go to Mysore in Karnataka. There you find the wonderful statue of Mahishasura on one hand, and there will be the Chamundi temple, because and Chanda and Munda are the two other Maharakshasas whom Devi Durga finished, and she got the name as Chamundi. So Mysore Maharaja Jaichamarajendra Vadayar, they are all devotees of Chamundi Devi. So he has composed also Kirtanas on Chamundi, Chamundeswari, Akhilanda Brahma, Akhilandeswari. Like that, we have so many things. So I am just telling that the asuras, the Mahasuras, they were always bringing haya. See, what are the kinds of Sainyam? Chaturanga Baleswari. So even Ammavaru also has got Chaturanga Bala, 4 divisions of the army to fight. Even today in Bangalore, while Britishers were there, the roads are marked in cantonment, military station. You remember Cavalry Road and Infantry Road, etc., Armstrong Road. So in Shivajinagar, that means, and so which is that they are all marked. When, for example, Cavalry Road is called because the cavalry of the British Sainyam used to walk. Infantry Road. So there was that kind of pathways also marked to commemorate the kind of army with which the battles used to take place. So here, the Danti is the elephant. So, and the elephants have got large, long tusks. So such kind of madagajas are also being, and all these elephants and horses and all that, they are trained to be able to manage, be present and fight in the warfare. So the Sainyam has got a lot of military training. There was a lot of, and only when Britishers came, Bharat kings, the kings of the Bharat, they had not that advanced warfare material or ammunition and all that. So they lost the battles. Otherwise, and moreover, the indigenous people themselves joined the Britishers and others, and saw that the Hindu kings are defeated. That kind of mosam. But still, there was a wonderful fight that was going on. Hayanam cha vrito yuddhe Mahishasuraha tatra bhut. So when the Mahishasura ultimately appeared in the battleground, encircled by a large number of army. So imagine, it's all picturesque description. Though this is a Purana, Markandeya Purana, but Puranas are also taken to be a form of poetry, kavya. They say that Muni Pranitani Puranani Nakavyani. Some real great rhetoricians will attest, saying that Puranas are not examples of kavyas, because the kavya literature has begun in classical literature, but still the kavi and kavya sense is very much present right from the Rig Veda. One of the important professors of Bombay University, H.D. Velankar, he has written Kavi and Kavya in the Rig Veda. And another great, my own research professor, guide and guru, Dr. N.J. Shende, Kavi and Kavya in Atharva Veda. So like that, there is a kind of research exploring the kavitvam that you could see and kavyatvam that we could discover in that. Similarly, here also you observe, and what is kavya? Varnana chamatkara should be there. Because when the description you are reading, it should appear before eye as though you are witnessing the entire thing. Similarly, the Ravana Yuddha or Hanuman burning the Lanka or burning Hanuman's journey in Lanka, everything is so picturesque in Ramayana. Even today, even if you were not there in Ramayana times, especially at that junctures, still you can imagine how was the fight between the Rakshasas, Vanaras and Manavas and so on. So here also, they were Tomaraihi, Bhindipalaischa, Sektibihi, Musalaihi, and with all these, most of the highly powerful, after used instruments or implements were Tomaras, Bhindipalas, and Shakti, and Musala. So these are all the various war implements which have been used by the Rakshasas when apart from the Ashwasainya, Gajasainya, and Padasainya, and so on. So imagine how the Devi has to manage such a large crowd of the enemies. The same is Hanuman, Durga, and Ganapati, Lalita Parameswari, and all these people, they're all warriors. And even so, Lalita Parameswari, how she did war with the Bhandasura, you don't have details about it. The war, Lalita is very soft. Lalita Sahasranam is a soft one, where you only get the cream statements or the statements of the results of the war that the Amavaru has taken place, has underwent with the tough asuras. So, but when you go to Puranas, Devi Bhagavatam or something like that, there you find the descriptions and how the war took place. And that all forms a great knowledge for us to trace the history of warfare, war weapons and war implements. And in Mahabharata also you have got all that. So in Mahabharata is later. The Puranas also give you the various wars fought by gods with the asuras. For example, Tripurasura Samhara by Sadasiva is a standard example. So he is called Tripurahara. And the three-seated Rakshasas, how Shiva was able to contact and destroy them, especially with the power of the Devi. Ammavaru Anugraham lekapothe Yavaru Emi Cheyaleru. So the woman is the keynote for all success, prosperity on one hand, or the downfall and getting spoiled of the man. So man is made or marred by the woman force in the house or in the world. Therefore, now people make a wonderful comment. Now the president, chief minister of Delhi, and all that is in the hands of the woman, and so on. So here you observe that Yudhaho Sangige Devyaha Kadgaihi Parasupattasaihi. So all these Rakshasas with Khadga, Parasu, Pattasa, Tomara, Bhindipala, and all these are the implements with which the Asuras started fighting with the Durga Parameswari. And moreover, the war has actually begun from this point. 49th sloka of the second chapter will give you a lot of entertainment, lot of enthusiasm, and lot of vigor and inspiration for anybody. Because when obstacles come, when ups and downs come in life, one should not simply keep one's hand upon the head and sit down in worry thinking about it. No, all worries do not have a wall. If you keep on brooding over, the worries will enhance themselves in their. So, no worry can be stopped, and all worries can be stopped by the individual himself. Nobody can console and remove the worry. Therefore, atmanam ವಿದ್ಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆತ್ಮನ ಆತ್ಮಾನಂ ಉದ್ಧರ. ಆತ್ಮನ ಆತ್ಮ ಸಿ ಆತ್ಮ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್. And that in our WhatsApp group, a beautiful forwarding material is being presented to say that ultimately whatever garvam, whatever is there, everything is nihil, that is will disappear. And the truth is being that Atma has to join the Paramatma. That's why we make a prayer in Mahanarayana Upanishad, Atma me suddhyantam. So the Atma Suddhi, when it takes place totally, this Atma gets merged into Paramatma. Paramatma me suddhyantam jyotiraham viraja vipapma bhuya saggum swaha. So in that viraja home mantras, you are told that you are a Atma Jyoti. And Atma is a Jyoti that will be constantly burning in everybody. There's nothing like that. But how you are able to meddle that, bring it out, and utilize is your problem. That's why in Mahanyasa, there is what is called as section, a rite called Atma Raksha. So it is said Atma Raksha Kartavyaha. There Mano Jyotir Jushatam. So like that, here you observe that we can keep on diverting ourselves in case of the Rama, in case of the Atma. So Sekti Bihi. So they went on fighting. And moreover, some Rakshasas, I'm just reading the 49th sloka, Kechitcha Chikshupuhu Sektihi Kechit Pasham Stathavare Devim Khadga Praharaistu Tetam Hantum Prachakramuhu सापि देवी ततस्तानि शस्त्राणि अस्त्राणि चण्डिका लीलया एव प्रचिच्छेद निज शस्त्र अस्त्रवर्षिणी. So look at the counteraction, the action counteraction that has been going on in the war. Though Devi is one, but Devi became many. And when she became Ekoham, Ekaham, Anekaham. That's why you observe in Vishnu Sahasranamam a beautiful compliment to Vishnu. Eko Nekaha Stavah Kakim Yattat Padamanuttamam Lokabandhu Lokanatho Madhavo Bhaktavatsalaha. So there, Ekaha Anekaha, Anekaha Ekaha. That is, everybody has been endowed with many faculties and different kinds of the powers in the entirety of the body. The teeth power is different from tongue power, and finger power is different from hand power, and shoulder power is different from the so any and everything. But all the hands and all that, the entire hand power is vested in the shoulders, and the entire leg power is being endowed in the thighs. So like that, there are hubs in our body where the energies are parked and from there the parked energies are being mobilized. So here you see some Rakshasas, what did they do? Kechitu Shaktihi Chikshupuhu. Some people have thrown Shakti Hastra over all that. Shakti Hastra, you can see that Shakti Dharam. So you in Mahanyasam, you have got a prayer to Rudra in the Panchanga Prarthana in the very beginning itself, that Vahanam Vrishabho Yasya Vasukih Kantabhushanam Vame Shaktidharam Vande Vakaraya Namo Namaha Onkara Mantra Samyuktam Nityam Jayanti Yoginaha Kamadam Mokshadam Tasmai Nakaraya Namo Namaha. So you observe ಆ ಓಂಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಕಾರದಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಓಂ ನಮ್, ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ರುದ್ರಾಯ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಬೀಜಾಕ್ಷರಗಳ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೇವರ ನಾಮ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು, ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು, and you know Shakti Hastam. So Subramanya Swami is having that Shakti. So people individually bring the Shakti Astra and make worship, keeping in mind Subramanya Swami. So Subramanya Shakti Dharam Vande. So Subramanya Swami is having with that Shakti, he was able to put out. Anyway, Shakti and Kechitu Pasham. Pasha is the rope. Pasha is the long rope which has got specially made in order to entice people in no time in the warfare. ಸೊ ಪಾಶಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಸಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ಥರ. ಸೊ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಪಾಶ, ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಥ್ರೋನ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದೇವಿ. ಪಾಶ ಟು ಟೈ ಹರ್, ಎಂಟೈಸ್ ಹರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಹರ್ ಇಮ್ಮೊಬಲೈಸ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿ. ಆದರೆ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಖಡ್ಗ ಪ್ರಹಾರೈಸ್ತು ತೇ ತಾಂ ಹಂತುಂ ಪ್ರಚಕ್ರಮು. ಸೊ ದೇವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ವೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್, ದೇ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ದೇವಿ ವಿತ್ ದೇರ್ ಖಡ್ಗ ಪ್ರಹಾರ, ವಿತ್ ದೇರ್ ಸ್ವೋರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಕತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ತಾಯಿಯ ತಲೆ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕತ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪೌನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದೇವಿ. But looking at such kind of Rakshasas differently, variously pouncing on her, reaching her, she is so calm and quiet, composed. What she did? Sapi Devi Tani Shastrani Astrani Chandika. So already the word Chandika has been complementarily used for Devi, because Chandasura and Mundasura, whom you are going to say them, they are the toughest demons. Actually, all these Senadhipatis are the pilot forces on one hand. Also, they are the security forces for Chakravarti or Maharaja. Normally, Maharajas don't come immediately, but they would be deputing all their army. Something like in Bhagavad Gita, you observe Duryodhana coming to Dronacharya, first chapter, saying to Dronacharya, say that, see, Madarte Chetta Jivitaha, see, 11 Akshohini Sainyam is there. Each and everybody is so oriented that they are ready to give up their life in battle just to promote my interest, just to promote me, the king. So like that, there's so much pride and asuya and all that was there in Duryodhana, that language. But whereas when you come to Arjuna's side, looking at the army wrong, and when his car was wrongly parked in between the two arrays of army by Krishna, Krishna did the parking for 4 minutes. So during that time, he gazed and said, "Ayo, yo, all these are my people, I get more sin." So the attitude between Duryodhana with Arjuna and Duryodhana is the example that you got. That's why Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu. So the attitude makes the men prosper, or makes the men or people get destroyed. So that's why you see Sapi Devi tatastani shastrani astrani chandika. So Leelayaiva, they are all Jujubi, because all the Rakshasas are looked upon by Devi as children. So no child is a problem for the mother or parent, because if they are crying, if they are beating, if you are doing, the mother becomes very happy. She likes to receive the beatings from the child in the arm. So, like that, here also Ammavaru was not at all scared. Leelaya eva. So, very easily, no worry, no fear, nothing. Ammavaru was simply comfortable. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ? ಪ್ರಚಚ್ಛೇದ ನಿಜ ಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಸ್ತ್ರ ವರ್ಷಿಣಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಚಚ್ಛೇದ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಬ್. ಸೊ ಛೇದ, chacheda, and prachacheda. That is Sanskrit. You should be always knowing the force in the terminology or words of the Sanskrit. That's why Sanskritam nama Daivi Vak. It is called Girvana Bhasha. You can never introduce such force in vocabulary as much as Sanskrit vocabulary could do it. That you should remember. No language. For example, for sin, I mean, papam, agaha, and all these words, Sanskrit has got innumerable words, ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಶಬ್ದಾಸ್. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ SIN ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So, sin is the only word. Not much alternatives are there, or ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಶಬ್ದಾಸ್. But here, cheda, chacheda, chicheda, and prachicheda. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ? ನಿಜ ಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಸ್ತ್ರ ವರ್ಷಿಣಿ. ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಶವರಿಂಗ್ ರೈನ್ ತರಹ ಅಪಾನ್ all the ರಾಕ್ಷಸಸ್ with her own shastras. Nija astra, nija shastra. Shastra and astra. You understand? These are the two main divisions of the astra prayogas. Astras are mantras. Shastras are the weapons like sword, spear, etc. Actually, the person and the weapon need not go. When the siddha, all those who are astra siddhas, they will just recite the Mula Mantram and invoke the particular deity, and that will go and fight with the Rakshasas or with the enemies. So, the Astra and Shastra, you should know it. Shastra, Astra, Vitu, ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಶಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು ಅಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ Arjuna, or even Rama, Vishwamitra. So these are all the great experts and siddhas in these things. So Vishwamitra Maharshi, for example, is such a eminent ethical, generality is there. He took the small children, Rama and Lakshmana, boys, and gave them all military training, enabling them to be fit enough to fight with Ravanasura, the toughest demon of the demons. Therefore, you can see the military training. Not only that, Rama and Lakshmana, when they met Sugriva, even to Sugriva army, Rama Lakshmanas have given the military training, so that making the monkeys to be able to face the Rakshasa Sainyam, Ravana's Sainyam. So this is all would happen when there is a Nija Shastra Astra. And Ammavaru tried to shower all of them. And then now I am reading the 51. Anayaha anayastana devi stuyamana surarshibhi mumocha asuradeheshu shastrani astrani cha ishwari sopi kruddha. So now, the retaliation for all the shastrastras that have been targeted, rather shot against Durga Parameswari and her Sainyam, she did what is that? Anayastanana Devi, Ammavaruku, ఎటువంటి ఆయాసం కూడా ముఖంలో లేదు. సామాన్యంగా people get tired, people get fatigued, people get dull when they were to face such kind of terrible army of enemies. బట్ అమ్మవారు ప్లెజెంట్గా ఉంది. ఈవెన్ రామ యాజ్ విష్ణు అవతార్, బట్ హీఈస్ హ్యూమన్. దుర్గా పరమేశ్వరి ఈజ్ డివైన్. సో వాట్ వీ డూ ఈజ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఆల్వేస్ థింక్ ఆఫ్ ది HDR. Develop. See, divine resource development. So DSD, divine resource development. HRD, human resource development. ಬಟ್ HRDಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ DRDಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಷ್ಟಪಡಬೇಕು. అమ్మవారి కరుణ ఉందంటే కష్టమైంది ఏదీ లేదు. బికాస్ అమ్మవారి యొక్క కృపా కటాక్షం. దేర్ ఫోర్ తవహి చరణావేవ శరణవు. అమ్మా, నువ్వు ఏమన్నా ఏ రీతిగా అన్నా ఉండు, నువ్వు ఇన్ వాట్ ఎవర్ మేనర్ యూ కుడ్ బి, బట్ యువర్ ఫీట్ ఆర్ లెఫ్ట్ ఫ్రీ. when we all stand near your feet, then we are safe. త్రయాణం దేవానాం త్రిగుణ జనితానాం తవ శివే. So in that 25th sloka, so all gods are standing at the footstool of Parameswari, waiting for the orders that what should they do like. So that sloka is very powerful and very useful. When you employed, you are getting whatever you want to get. So like that, here also shastrani astrani. But when such kind of retaliation, more powerful than battling spree, then Mahishasura comes to the screen or scene, and then sopi kruddho dhutasatah devyaha vahana kesari chachara asura sainyeshu vaneshvapi hutasanaha. So not only Ambaru was active, and she came to the battleground with the Simha Vahini. I mean, she has that lion, which is the presentation given by the father, which means when lion is fighting in the war also actively, as much enemies being killed, then there is the Pitru Sahaya to Ammavaru. So that she is herself Deva, and other Devata Sahayas are there in Durga Parameswari. Besides that, there is also Pitru Ashirvada. So when there is a Deva Ashirvada, Pitru Ashirvada, clubbed together, success is wonderful. That's exactly what we are told in the Chamaka Prashna. ಲಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಚಮಕ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಇದಾದೇ ಬಹೂಹು ಮನುರ್ಯಜ್ಞನೀಹಿ. ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಲ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಆಲ್ ಪಿತೃದೇವತಾಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೀಲಯೈವ ಪ್ರತಿಚ್ಛೇದ ನಿಜ ಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಸ್ತ್ರವರ್ಷಿಣಿ ಅನಾಯಸ್ಥಾನತಾದೇ ಸ್ತೂಯಮಾನಾ ಸುರರ್ಷಿಭಿಃ ಮುಮೂಚ ಅಸುರದೇಹೇಶು ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಸ್ತ್ರಾಣಿ ಈಶ್ವರಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೋಪಿ ಕ್ರುದ್ಧೋ ಧುತಸಟೋ ದೇವ್ಯಾ ವಾಹನಕೇಸರಿ ಚಚಾರ ಅಸುರ ಸೈನ್ಯೇಶು ವನೇಶು ಹುತಾಸನಃ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್, ಉಪಮಾಲಂಕಾರ. In the forest, how the conflagration fire will be very wild and running over in the forest, burning any and everything. Even the lion also, in the Asura Sainyam, it also moved. So wherever Ammavaru went, lion also was a responsible one. And so lion was a Hutasanaha. That is, it went on clearing up. See, Hutasana means whatever you have offered, that is being conveyed to the respective deities. So also, as and how the Rakshasas are being killed and their bodies are there in the battleground, and see that lion worked also as a scavenger or cleaning up. So she went on cleaning up all those Asura Sariras killed in the battleground, and therefore on one way clearing up, on the other hand making them die. So there was a simultaneous yuddham, and so the Yuddha Bhumi was simply a wonderful arena where there was cleaning up, like the Agni who burns everything and reduces everything into ashes. So when it becomes ashes, the cleaning up is complete. So like that, here chachara asura sainyeshu vaneshu yuva hutasanaha. And in the 53 sloka, you see niswasan mumuche yamscha yudhyamanaha rane ambika तयेव सद्यः संभूता गणाः शतसहस्रशः. అమ్మవారు సుదుర్గా పరమేశ్వరి, whatever niswasat, I mean heavy breaths out she let out, all that became yudhyamana rane ambika, they became ganaha shatasahasraha. So all the niswasa that has been let out by Parameswari turned into to Shakti Ganas, or they are Sainya Ganas, and they all went on meeting up the Asura Sainyam. And so there is a lot of majesticity, lot of manifestations, and see that the large army of Mahishasura is being meted out without any trouble, without any tiresomeness. And the Niswasa is important. That's why Usuru antar. See, Usuru bidodu andre, Usurinda people, there are so many effects. ಸೊ ಜನರಲಿ ದೇ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಉಸಿರು ಬಿಡಬೇಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಿ ಆ ಉಸಿರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. బట్ అమ్మవారు ఆ యుద్ధం లోపల వచ్చినటువంటి నిశ్వాస, ఉచ్ఛ్వాస కాదు నిశ్వాస, దట్ టర్న్ ఇన్ టు అనదర్ గణ సైన్యం, and that filled up to meet up the Rakshasa సైన్యం. And therefore you observe ಯುದ್ಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಪವರ್ ಟು ಪವರ್, and soldier to soldiers, or group wise. In Mahabharata Yuddha, Duryodhana comes and tells Dronacharya, the Senadhipati, which you can see in the Bhagavad Gita first chapter, our Bhishmacharya is there, so you try to protect Bhishmacharya very much. That also you have to supervise, and therefore, so Bhishma Sainyam or Bhishma Acharya is given security by 10 sets of armies or senas, and see that in Mahabharata war. So we can see how the arrangement, the war arrangement, and because war cannot be unruly, and it's also got a lot of science. That's exactly what we call as warfare. ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಸೂರ್ಯಾಸ್ತಮನ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಮ್ ಸಚ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ವಾರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್. And how it will be, so it will be highly entertaining. I think we can stop here today and continue next further what would happen. So this is really interesting for us, that the war details have been given by Markandeya Maharshi. Probably he could imagine how will be the situation and scenery in the war when Durgamma has to face Mahishasura and his large band of Mahasuras and other Sainyam. And look at that. So that is a wonderful visionary happiness that we are able to see a Mahavira fighting the war with other Mahaviras. So actually, Vivadascha Vivahascha Samayoreva Sobhate. It is said every time, whether it is a Vivaha or Vivada, that will only shine forth only between equals. Supposing a postgraduate is an SSLC boy were to marry a postgraduate bride, may be good at that time, but afterwards every time that postgraduate wife will be pinching piercing the mind of the husband at times. ಏಯ್ ನೀನು ದಡ್ಡ, ನಿನ್ಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತೋ, SSLCನೇ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನೋಡು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಅವಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅನ್ಯಾಯ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಈ ಜಾತಕಗಳು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ದಿ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್. ನಾಡಿ ಕೂಟ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ 8 ಗುಣಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಾಡಿ. ಸೊ 36 ಗುಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 18 ಗುಣಾಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೇ ಜಾತಕ ಓಕೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ಡಿನರಿ, ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್, ಅಪ್ರೂವಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾತಕಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜರ್ಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿಯಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಥ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿಯಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ಸೈನ್ಯ and Durga Parameswari efforts and Sainya has been done. So it is a matching war, and therefore it would be a beautiful entertainment to all of us. Om Swasti. Helapa Vasan.
Om Sahanavotu Sahano Bunatu Saha Viryangaravavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Vasudevarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. मातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. ओम तत्सत्.